Welcome back, guys, to Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns, where with only one last one remaining, we move onwards to defeat it, and then look towards facing Aeronite, the superboss found here from day 7 onwards, completing, in fact, our last quest that we can do, our last side quest. So with that said, let's check out the Canvas of Prayers to see if we can get some nice stat boosts.
Miss Mighty Savior, what can I do for you on this fine day?
It'd be better to go in there with all the stats we can, because Bandit's new weapon is completed with 5 organic carapaces and 5 cactuar dolls, hopefully being free start. It'll give me a little bit more stats than the average quest. We get ourselves a little bit of gills, strength +2 and magic +4, I'll take that. And pride and greed is to be done as well. Young Mugor and I are having a competition to see who can collect the most yellowed skulls. I don't know how the little guy did it, but he's collected a huge pile of things. I've been mentoring that kid since he was a snot-nosed punk, and if he beats me now, he'll start thinking he's better than me. I can't have that. Can anyone help me? Please? My pride is on the line here. Well, I wouldn't worry about it so much if you've been mentoring him and he's become good. Not much to whine about, but I know it's because I gave him yellow skulls in the first place. Here we go, then only one strength for 10 HP, but overall any stats are good for what we'll soon be facing.
You did it! You made...
I've worked out, of course, from text guides, people have actually messaged me a lot of stuff really early on in the Let's Play. Spoiler people! To say, hey, this is what you're going to need, this is what you're going to have to do, this is kind of a setup, these are the abilities that are going on. Sort out a strategy for yourself. So, I've got things ready, but our last Sahagin is the first one ready to be defeated. Right then, oh no, you're in the ground unlike the other ones at night, and I can't debuff you it seems, that's no good. Well, that said, I'll try to Aurora you out of the ground. Get imperiled, de-shell, de-protect, goes on quite fine, except then for the fact that I have no more Auroras to pummel you with. And you're going underground already? That's not fair. Get out of the ground, sir.
Let's do it.
I want to defeat you, don't you know? Well, Artemis Arrow, maybe? Ow. The evil thing, but you can start to see my setup already here. I'm going to need to go get myself some food before we go anywhere. For how this is going on. There's a little bit of damage, more, but that wasn't what I intended to do. This guy's just taking me out bit by bit here. And I don't like this at all. There we go, another knockout. Finally, the Artemis Arrow goes to work. That slowdown making input lag is terrible. Doesn't bode well for our battle, does it? But 5-star all the same. And I'm going to need to go heal myself first. We get ourselves 2.5 EP, which will be useful, of course. 6 EP as a whole gain there. Oh, just a little bit short of a 7th one. And we get ourselves the Bandit Scarf. But if you look over the horizon, that will be our foe. Well, that is our target. But I'm going to go back to the Bandit camp and heal quickly. So I'll see you in a second after we check out this item. Bandit Scarf will do what? Alright, ATB recovery +10, and it has Brave Thief as well, so that's not bad at all. To be honest, I like my Warriors one, with the strength up. So with that said, let's go heal myself, and then I'll see you for Aeronite. So after grabbing some Meow Meow Choco Chow, we stand before the superboss Aeronite. Now I've been given some guide, as it were, to defeat this boss, at least text-based wise, so I'm hoping that I can translate this into successful strategy, because, of course, we're not changing too much from our gear. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using to take this boss on, from what I understand of the fight. So we have ourselves lots of ethers just from what we've been collecting, and this is going to help us out quite a bit, because we're going to need to overclock, we're going to need to spam Kiragas to defeat him, or stuff like that, because I actually don't have much health regen items. We got Infire and Aero potions just to kind of abuse elemental weaknesses in the 4th phase, which is the only phase we can really do damage in. The ethers are going to get us there by allowing us to overclock and cause staggers, or just to even just do the final bit of damage to him. The Nectar of the Gods will give us bravery to give us some extra damage at that point in time. We have a refresher if we need to full HP and full ATB, which is quite handy for getting those staggers on, so that's not too bad. Our overall setup, however, isn't that different, because Watery Chorus here, we have literally the same spells and the same set amount, apart from a white strap, which will resist fog and allow us to keep casting spells when he starts to supposedly cast debuffs to shut us down. Apart from that, we changed out our night gear for the Quiet Guardian because we need to make a full magic resistant garb. So we've got the Predator hood for the same thing as our other hood, just for 75% magic resistance. The runic ring and the overall set of the thing makes 100% magic resistance. We have Fundara that we're going to use to stagger with. Unfortunately, I don't have any Fundaras upgraded from our playthrough. We didn't really get any yellow one whatsoever, and no yellow ability came out. Our Aurora is our best Ra spell by quite a mile. We've also got Heavy Guard changed in because it's locked onto the suit in place of Many Guard. Now, we also have a little bit of changes on the Soldier of Peace. We're, of course, going to be using Heavy Slash, which I've leveled up to full to do as much damage as possible for Artemis Arrow. We have ourselves Fire level 3 put in here for the staggering capability. It is our next best Ra spell, but unfortunately I didn't level it from level 1, so we have a little bit more ATB cost. Apart from that, we have Defaith, which will also hopefully lower a little bit of the damage the boss does at certain points, which I'm just going to have to recognize on the fly when he starts to cast a hell-based ability. So that's going to be brilliant, trying to take things from a text thing and not knowing what's exactly going on. It's like a compromise. Well, I thank you guys for all your tips and all that throughout the Let's Play, but I'm really not confident in taking on this fight. But as we slide down, I say we get started, don't you? We want to block all spells that come out at us with that gear. And Fundara's, of course, going to come straight down on us, so block it with this set. Nazara's going to take a little while to travel, but not too much, it seems. Okay, Fires we want to throw out as well. And this is supposedly what I want to be avoiding, getting dragged in by this to be melee attacked, but Heavy Guard is going to soak that up for now. Oh, and then he'll just whack me away. Fair dues, mate. We're building up the stagger gauge slowly. Now this is what we got to beware of here.
Thanks for waiting.
We've got to block this. And that as well. So we need a little bit more HP. So I'm going to use a refresher here. Because that will help us out towards the staggering, that's for sure. Right, that's going to hit me now. So switch back. And there's the magnet coming in again. I'm going to get hurt by the roar quite a bit. But he seems near to stagger. It's just getting that final bit on. Okay, we got our first stagger on. Now makes him a little bit easier to break, I think, as a whole. Okay, he's casting Pain Guard, which means I need to get out of range in the meantime. And now we're getting Gar spells cast at us. We need to really avoid things. So let's send out some Firers. Megaton Breakers incoming. I think I might just overclock, to be honest. Send out some more Auroras. This will, of course, refill our ATB gauge. So hopefully that'll lead us into a bit better standing, but it's just taking a long time to charge. I'll guard that, but lost a fair bit of HP for it. I don't think I can take another hit at this rate, if you know what I mean. Well, there comes a second stagger. In the meantime, though, I'm going to cast a Curaga, I think. Which was really needed, because in came a big attack for close-range people. But I do have a Phoenix down here to keep me plugging onwards.
What the hell?
But really, he's just slugging me with everything he can. We do have a rise to top ourselves up. And I couldn't even keep myself up through all of that, so that's no good for me. Got another magnet coming out. The roar's too far away. We may have taken him down a little bit, but we're nowhere near close to getting rid of him at this rate. Right, let's use an ether. Keep ourselves having a little bit of gear here. Man, this ability comes in at any time. I got hit a little bit, but we just need to get the stagger going. Please don't attack me with big spells. I know it's kind of what you do, but still. Zaga's better than any, though. And yes, I think I'm figuring out a little bit of what we're looking at here for when stuff comes in, but I did not want an Aroga because that stops me really attacking you. Surely that should be a stagger. Brilliant. Right. Okay, we're not close enough to get hit this time, which is always good. Oh no, being brought into the raw. I was about to say we don't have enough to kind of keep that going, but Aroga should take us out of rage. What is Surge? I feel like I should have heavy guard on here. I seem to have avoided it, whatever it is. In fact, it's magic damage, so we're perfectly fine there. The Fogger comes in, does a little bit of HP damage, but we're not too concerned with that in the moment. Because that's the 4th stagger, if I'm right in saying.
I'm walking fate's path.
And this is the point where we want to go in on him. Deprotect. In peril. Watch out for the massive Firaga that's about to hit me in the face. And buff ourselves up a little bit. And now we start to deal damage of our own type. And with that, I'm going to cast a quick Ether to give myself more overclocking potential as he hits me with a big spell. And get overclocking some more while we've got Bravery and all that on. But mind you, it does seem to wear out at this point in time, so that's not good. Whoa, 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 don't want to get hit by that. I switched to the wrong gear, in fact. Let's keep Artemis arrowing him. We've lost a fair bit of damage from losing our bravery here.
Okay, let's do this.
We'll avoid that as well. And go for some more Artemis arrows. Now, I probably would like to switch myself on another Ether just to secure victory here. Because he's not got that much HP left, but we don't want him to escape. Artemis Arrow, the cheesy way to defeat most things, it seems. Finally, it goes down. It took us down twice, but we had the EP to arise ourselves. We had a Phoenix down. We only get 3 stars for 5 minute 56 battle time, but I'm quite glad just to have that guy down. That battle was hard, and I expect it to be because it's a super boss where we get 9 EP, 50,000 gil, and monster flesh. So I guess what's left for us next, new achievement awards, that's not bad for me. It's just to head and give in the quest, so I'll see you there. While hunting for the route to actually get to the side quest guy, because the maze down here, the maze that's present, has actually led us to another 6 EP chest. So while I've got the EP from defeating our super boss friend, I will take it. I will take it indeed. And we get a pair of Dawn Gauntlets. What are they then? Getting lots of lovely stuff picked up. And these EP chests usually have something semi-valuable at the very least. Dawn Gauntlets have EP Conservation, which reduces EP used for abilities by 20%. Would have kind of slightly been more useful than our last boss encounter, but still, beggars can't be choosers. As we move on, which way do I go? Which way do I go? And so finally, after a little more searching, we find Nolan to hand in the quest, though after watching back the boss fight itself, I was a bit annoyed with my deaths overall, because one came just as I was about to heal myself and I knew I had to heal, so it was like split seconds away from that Curaga being cast. The other one was barely any extra damage over the HP I had after being healed, and after coming alive after Phoenix down, so I thought, oh, that's just unfortunate. If only I used a Rise instead of the Phoenix down, I would have only died once. If only the Curaga would have came out, I wouldn't have died at all. Ah, man, it was close, but no cigar. Anyway, we beat it, and that's all that matters as far as I'm concerned, as long as I didn't see the game over screen. Hello, Nolan.
I have been waiting for you. Did you succeed? Did you defeat the beast? And have you brought me back the material I need for my studies?
We have indeed, sir, and it was hard to gain.
It took a while, but I got what you wanted.
Oh, so you have actually done it. With this material, I can conclude my research and prove all of my hypotheses.
So, how is that stuff gonna prove your theories? Are you gonna run tests on it?
Yes, a test of sorts. I shall take this sample and eat it.
Did you just say eat?
That beast came from outside this world. It is not part of the warped time in which humanity now lives. It has something that we, with our ageless lives, now lack. Thus I theorize that by eating of its flesh and making it one with my own, I may be able to escape my timeless state. I trust you understand the implications.
You had me hunt this thing down, and now you want to eat it? All so that you can grow old again?
Precisely. I wish to age and die, as was once normal for humans. I'll finally be able to experience it for myself, to feel as this body, unchanged for 500 years, finally withers, life fleeing at last.
So you want to die of old age?
I want to experience everything life has to offer. I was lucky enough to be born and to live. Why wouldn't I wish to also grow old and die?
I suppose, if you look at it that way, aging and dying don't seem too bad.
No, they don't. And now I'll finally be able to achieve this last great goal, thanks to you. The only thing I fear is the taste. It looks terrible.
You better savor every bite. Another of life's experiences.
Of course, I truly do appreciate this boon. I knew that if anyone could help me achieve my dream, it would be you, the savior.
So you knew who I was?
I could tell at once that you have joined this world from another time. That's why I was sure you would be able to help me. Please accept my most sincere gratitude. I'm so terribly grateful that I got to meet you before the end.
No problem, sir. I'm hoping for some nice rewards for what I went through. We get ourselves a Pros Beret. We're completely professional now. Strength 12, Magic 16, and maximum HP plus 160. I'll take that and run with it.
Now my next task. I must research how to best cook and consume the flesh of the beast that you hunted for me. I plan to fully experience everything this world has to offer before I might go to get a taste of the next world.
You say that, sir, but I'm a bit concerned by all that. I mean, there's only 6 days left. You're not going to die of old age anyway, sir. Don't worry about that. But, yeah, surely you should have thought about how to cook said flesh. Kind of before while you were waiting for a savior to fall in your lap and, you know, kill the beast for you. And I'd say with all that done, our quests look amazing. Our stats look amazing. We're all good apart from the last one standing, which we cannot do in a single playthrough. But we'll be working on that. We will work on that a little bit more in future, from what I've heard. And our Camp Surprise quests look pretty much complete apart from the Heretic's Beast, which is just needing a hand in. So with that said, I think it's time to move on a day. Let's go to the inn and see what happens as we traverse to day 8. Instead of winding forward the day, I thought I'd come over to Yusnan and found something very fortunate because we had to come here to just replace the Nectar of the Gods that we've been using. Of course, we'd used a lot of potions against Aeronite, and I really needed to top up and stock up. So then heading towards the inn, we bumped right into the Red Dragon Outfitters. So it's time to buy, because he's got one more bit of gear. On hand, Vigilance here, with Strength and Magic plus 200 on top of its stuff. Of course, it's kind of like an overall balanced one, if you know what I mean. I prefer like ones that like Magic 250 or anything, but if you need to use like both at once, it seems like a pretty good setup, to be honest. But we'll buy this new garb and then move the day onwards. Forge guy who just disappeared right on the dot of the clock. So the hotel manager. Let's see what happens at the end of day 7.
will you be needing a room?
Only for 2 hours, sir. We don't get much sleep. Because now all we've got pretty much is to sleep to the final day, in some senses. The 7th day is over. Let's return, because not a monster kind of walks this world at the moment. Except for the monsters that are permanent, we're pretty much done.
You that rules over all life.
How's life on the surface?
Quite devoid of anything like monsters, but I see the treasure chest bouncing around over here. We get an Army of One has been unlocked, the EP ability. Let's check that out on our EP list. Army of One is the ability that's been mentioned in the comments quite a lot. Press left trigger while overclock is active to unleash a devastating flurry of blows. Probably best unleashed on Soldier of Peace, considering it's our best strength ability. We're gonna have to test that out sooner or later, aren't we? Hope, do you have anything to say?
What exactly was that white chocobo story? Light, you said you knew him? Did you call him Odin?
It's because he was Odin, sir. He was Odin. The Chi is looking good. Offer ready to extend the world's remaining time. Well, I think we've done all the time we can. Of course, we could get more items, but I filled up my item slots. No more talking from Hope here. I'm quite disappointed. But still, we've got ourselves a nice list of recovery items. The 8th day is just beginning, and now it's time to just trip through time unless anything new happens. So I'm going to skip down to the surface next episode. And if anything's good or any cutscenes happen, I'll be sure to include them as we roll on the days. Join me next time for more Lightning Returns as we spiral towards day 13. Bye-bye.